Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, T Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, Streaker, anywhere you can imagine. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness, because I'm on a happy 88 mission. 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So I have topics and guests to that end. If you missed yesterday's show, we had a great actor. Actually, I think he looks like a cross between Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. But it was lovely speaking with him. I've had, this last year even, Lucy Arnaz, who is Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's daughter. I've had just a plethora of really interesting people that name recognition. Oh, I saw Anson. You saw him in the intro. It was wonderful seeing him at the Door of Change benefit concert. Gave me a nice hug and smooch, and remembering how much we love each other, which is so funny. But I got to meet his wife, and they've agreed to come on, so we're scheduling that. I'm just so glad that everybody who said that a show about hope and happiness would not last. We are at, let me see, did I do my banner this morning? I believe that I need to change this, but we are on show number 1018. And as you can see from the beautiful face that is in studio with me, it is Wednesday, my newest series called Da 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 Da. I couldn't find that music for the story, but it's Doctors in the House. And we're talking about centering, and I'll let her introduce that. But it's Dr. Tiffanie Tate and yours truly. She's a U.S. Navy veteran, published author, retired OBGyn, straight out of Compton, California. She's currently doing a bunch of things. She's going to tell you about where you can find her actually locally. She's got books. She's cooked. She does just pretty much, yeah, she's a sister from a different mister, because we both believe that, don't die wondering. Do everything possible that you can. Please welcome back to my studio for the Wednesday special, Doctors in the House, Dr. Tiffanie Tate. Hold on, where's your applause? Here it is. Hold on. There we go.
And Dr. Marissa, I have to start out by saying that on our last episode, I'm a Beehive fan and I'm a Beyonce fan. And I got called out by my sister cousin, Tasha Jackson. And she was like, on your last episode, you were so wrong because we went to SoFi Stadium, not Crypto Stadium. And I will say that we did get home at like 2:00 in the morning. So I was still very tired, but I saw Drake at Crypto Stadium. And so I don't want to get anything mixed up, because I was still very tired, because my sorority sister treated me for my birthday to see Drake at Crypto Stadium. And I saw Beyonce at SoFi Stadium. But I'm such a Beehive fan. I loved Renaissance. So nice. I saw it twice. I saw her at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And then I saw her at SoFi Stadium. And she was like, well, you didn't even sing Happy Birthday to Beyonce. So if you give me just 1 minute, I would like to sing Happy Birthday to Beyonce. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely. Go for it.
All right. And I made a special little rendition for her. So, and it goes, happy birthday, Queen Bee. You are flawless indeed. A unique diva who slays. Dr. Tiffany. Thank you very much.
That was a happy birthday to Beyonce. You never know.
Yeah.
Somehow she may get a hold of this, and I'm sure she appreciates that. And that's actually the fun backstory of how we got reconnected. Dr. Tiffany was a guest on my show years ago. And then she reached out and sang me happy birthday on my voicemail. And that's how one thing led to another. And now she's my co-host here on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5. I know you're just rolling in and wondering what's going on in my studio. And that is what's going on. Doctor's in the house. And since you opened with that, today's a very special day. In the Chinese culture, when your child has a birthday, you actually celebrate the mama. So my best big girl in the whole wide world, which is what I would call her as she was growing up, Chloe May. May is Chinese for beautiful. It is her 26th birthday today. So I am also going to take a minute and say, happy birthday, dear Chloe May. I love you so much. You are so amazing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my best big girl in the whole wide world. She's amazing. She graduated from Cornell. During the pandemic, she had a horrific accident. Next month, it'll be probably 6 years. She rolled her Jeep. The salvage guy said about 20 times and fractured her neck and her wrist. And she's totally fine. She was on the dean's list. She only missed 2 classes. So that's my daughter. She's working in San Francisco now. She's a laboratory manager for BioMarin. And that is my daughter. And I just wanted to say, I love you so much, sweetheart. And she's in San Diego celebrating right now with her boyfriend. And so I have her son, my granddog's son, who may come on camera later. I think you've seen him before, Pablo. But this is for you, sweetheart. All right, now that we have that out of the way, we're singing in the episode today, and we're going to start with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, which we always do. We try to do it on the show because I want you to weight train, starting your day with gratitude, ending your day with appreciation, so you can sandwich your day in the best possible way. So 8 specific one-word things that you're grateful for. Feel free to put it in the chat. Frank sometimes plays along, my wonderful sound engineer. What are you grateful for? I will start and say the gym downstairs. I know that's 3 words, but go ahead.
I am grateful for the opportunity to be on this show.
Oh, I'm grateful for birthdays.
I am grateful for my children.
I'm grateful for singing.
I'm grateful for sunshine.
I'm grateful for awards.
I am grateful for happiness.
There you go. That's 8. That doesn't take too long. Dr. Wayne Dyer, a teacher of mine who's on the other side, said 5. I say 8 because 8's a lucky number. It's a homophone for good fortune. So now we go to the bottom of the bun, which is appreciation. It's a little bit different. You're not grateful for outside things, but inside things. I appreciate what I am. And we're going to talk about that in full today. But I want to prime you with, think of compliments, even if you don't believe them, about yourself. What do you like about yourself? Because my BS, my belief system, that the hallmark of good mental health is the ability to self-care, self-soothe, self-love. So that's why we do this. What do you like about yourself, Tiffany? Dr. Tiffany, I'm going to let you start.
My creativity.
My taste buds.
My ability to sing.
My sense of touch.
My ability to cook.
My discipline to lose weight.
My kindness.
My sense of humor.
And I say my forgiving heart.
Mm. My who cares?
I like that one. That one a lot.
Ah, give me a boom.
High five. A thumbs up and all the above.
So that is it for Breakfast with Dr. Marissa, and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
we hope you enjoyed the tastiness of that. I promise you, if you do this discipline for the next 28 days, your days will be vastly different. There's something about the way you start. Instead of looking for love in all the wrong places, you approve of yourself. Because frankly, my dear, how the fork can you expect anybody else to approve of you if you can't approve of yourself? Thank you so much for joining us for breakfast. And we are rolling along. I love it. We got that right down. We're like at 17 minutes instead of the half hour. Nothing wrong with that. But I know that you have some brilliant things to talk about today. I have a model myself. I am happy to share about the topic, which is
Journey to the Center of You, which I thought was a fabulous topic to help to discuss ourselves, because we've been talking about growth. And what better way to kind of wrap up this journey by talking about the core of who you are and what makes you you? Because who are you at your core? And when you think about what you are, you're more than just a clump of cells. You're more than what your parents made of you, whether you're male, female, do you ascribe to gender roles? You are more than just that. We know in society, a lot of times people want to put you in a box. And I fight against that box. I consider myself a Renaissance woman. You're more than what you were when you were a child. You change. We are dynamic when we're growing up. When your parents raised you, you are more than what you were you composed of your childhood experiences, because your childhood experiences contributed to your personality. But when you start to grow up, you made friends as a child, but you thought as a child, but as you became an adolescent, you thought as an adolescent. When you became an adult, you thought as an adult. But if you start to look at who you are known by the company you keep. And if you start to journey from the outward in, you can realize, okay, there's a journey to the center of you. And if you start to evaluate that, you can start thinking about, okay, let me look at the friends that I keep. Who are they? And they are a reflection of who you are as you start journeying to the center of you. So I thought that this was a great topic of self-reflection, and to help you develop, to start thinking about, who am I and who do I want to be, and what is that reflection?
great. And I totally agree. I think this is something that we don't take time for, right? You're asked, who are you? What do you want to be when you're growing up in school? Where are you going to go to college? What are you going to be? And then, once you are that thing or that job or that career, then we don't ask that question very often. And that's why one of the things that I do, that I've done on you, is I don't have an answering machine. I have a questioning machine. And when you call me, it says, who are you? And what do you want? And for me, that question is so important to ask. Maybe not every day, but certainly often enough so you anchor yourself into who you really are. So I have an exercise that I actually do when I do motivational speaking, and I just had the thought to do it with you. I hope you don't mind. You
Nope.
don't need to practice or anything. So it's called Who Am I exercise. It's actually in my 8 Ways to Happiness book that's up there on the wall. That I'm going to say, I am a, and I'm going to prompt you to answer with the fill in the blank. So, and then you're going to turn around and do it to me. Well, actually, you start, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. You start and say, I am a.
Okay.
Say that.
I am a
Mother. Keep going. I am a
I am a
consultant,
I am a
talk show host,
I am a
organizational psychologist,
I am a
singer,
I am a
songwriter,
I am a
filmmaker,
I am a
happiness coach,
I am a
law of attraction host,
I am
coach,
a
daughter,
I am a
friend,
I am a
auntie,
I am a
Mima,
I am a
boss,
I am a
one more, I am a, because I'm looking at what I do, if you haven't noticed. So I am a cook.
I am
Okay.
okay.
All right. So now I'm going to do it to you. Ready?
Okay.
And you're going to do it for yourself.
Okay.
Okay. I am a,
Mother,
I am a,
Christian,
I am a,
cook,
I am a,
dog mom,
I am a,
sorority sister,
I am a,
walker,
I am a,
friend,
I am a
mm,
singer.
singer.
I am a
I think I'm a funny comedian.
comedian. I forgot to say I'm a filmmaker, but go ahead. I am a,
Writer. I guess
I am
author.
a,
I guess author.
I am a,
Playwright.
I am a,
Niece.
I am a,
Dancer.
I am a doctor.
Doctor. Yes.
I am a veteran.
Veteran. Yes.
Okay. So that is one way to say, who am I? Right?
Yes.
Now, we're going to do it again. This time, I want you to say to me, I am, and leave off the A.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Say, I am
I am.
creative,
I am.
generous,
I am.
critical,
I am.
happy,
I am.
kind,
I am.
judgmental,
I am.
funny,
I am.
sensitive,
I am.
smart,
I am.
impatient,
I am.
resilient,
I am.
problem solving,
I am.
high achieving,
I am.
disciplined,
I am.
tired. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing to you now.
Okay.
I am,
Gentle,
I am,
kind,
I am,
generous,
I am,
organized,
I am.
A taskmaster.
I am.
A facilitator.
I am.
Um,
Add a couple that are not things that you really want to be, but you know that you are.
okay.
I
I
am.
am, let's see, I'm a lot of things. Let's see. I am forgiving,
I am.
fortuitous.
Okay. Give me some negative, just a couple negative
Okay,
ones.
something
Just like I
negative.
said, judgmental and
Okay.
critical. I
Okay.
am.
I am a pushover.
I am.
A bleeding heart sap.
Okay. And one more positive one. I
Okay.
am.
And I am another positive. Um, let's see.
A go getter.
Loving. Okay, go getter. Go getter.
Perfect. All right. So, which one was easier to do? I am a or I am?
Probably I am.
Okay. Most people actually find I am a easier because we grow up, when we answer who are we usually go to the role, right? What we do for others. I'm a mother, I'm a boss, I'm a consultant, I'm an accountant, I'm a mechanic. So it's basically defining yourself in what you do for other people. What is your role? What are the responsibilities? And if you think about it, if you're a perfectionist and you're trying to be perfect at all of those roles, that's when we get completely exhausted. I can be what I think is the best mom ever. And then one day I lose it, I yell at them, and then I'm a bad mom. And then I'm trying to get back on that hamster wheel to be the perfect mom. Now, I like using that because it's the core of who I am. It's the qualities that I am, no matter what goes wrong, right? Out there, I know I am kind most of the time, 88% of the time. I know that I am caring 88% of the time. And when I slip up, it's not that big of a deal. INTBOAD. It's not going to rock me off of my foundation in the journey to the center of me, because the center, I know who I am. Did you like the exercise?
I did. And a lot of times when we're trying to figure out what makes us who we are, there's that nature versus nurture. Are we a product of our environment, or are we impacted by something else? Because you can have twins who are raised in separate environments and they grow up completely different despite their genetic makeups. And so you have to look at that, because you are definitely a product of your environment, and you have to respect that and understand that. And so, are we impacted and affected by those around us? The answer is yes. Yes, we are. So we have to be cognizant of the company we keep. And studies show that most people, the average American, about 60%, have about 5 to 6 good friends. And people who have friends live longer than those who do not. And if you have medical ailments, studies show that those with friends do better than those who do not. And if you don't have friends, you need to look within yourself and see, okay, what can I do to actually get some friends? You can join different organizations. You can go to the local gym. You can go to the local church. You can try to reach out and figure out what it is that I can do to start socializing a little bit better. It's okay to be an introvert. But, if it's going to negatively affect your health, you might want to start taking baby steps to try to help, because not having friends is equivalent to smoking cigarettes. That's how bad
Wow,
for
really?
your health. Yes, that's how bad for your health it is. So you really want to socialize because it can negatively affect your health.
Interesting. And if you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on and what are we talking about, it is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. And it is Wednesday. It is special series called Doctors in the House with Dr. Marissa and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
and we are talking about the journey to the center of you. And I love learning new things. I didn't know that, Dr. Tiffanie, that if you don't have friends and you're not socializing, it's negatively impacting your health like smoking is.
Yes.
Blow my mind. I had no idea. And that's pretty amazing. Let me just do our disclaimer. Dr. Tiffanie is a licensed OBGYN. She's not practicing right now, but she's still licensed, but we are not giving psychological advice. I'm a PhD in organizational psychology, but the advice we're giving is based on our experience, and we do coaching, but want to just be really clear and that disclaimer so we don't get into trouble. But I do have a pretty a successful coaching practice. So people who are taking my advice, even though I don't always use it, seem to be definitely up-leveling their happiness. And that's what my show, these past 593 consecutive weeks, is all about. So this particular series fits just perfectly in with that. So, Dr. Tiffanie, besides socializing, what other ways do we have this successful journey into the center of us?
I think it's important to take care of yourself. And I think you want to take care of yourself by engaging in things that support your general happiness. And I know earlier on a couple of previous episodes, we talked about exercising and we talked about meditating. And you want to engage in just general things that will make you happy, doing different hobbies, anything that will make you a happier you. I can't tell you what will make you a happy you. For me, I like to walk. I like to do water aerobics. I like to do Chicago style stepping. It depends on you. I like to write.
What's Chicago style stepping?
It's a form of dance,
Oh,
and yes, it's just a form of dance, and it's fun. And a lot of times you can find lessons locally in your community, and you can probably Google it and see where they
yeah,
offer.
I am right now.
Yes,
I love
yes.
learning
Mhm.
style stepping.
Yes, and usually you
There
can
you
find it
go.
for like $10 or $15 a lesson. It's not very expensive, and you can do different activities, whether it's painting or swimming, something that's low impact. I'm a disabled veteran, and so I do water aerobics. So whatever you have going on in your body, you can figure out what is best for you. And I recommend you kind of figure out what you are into. When I was a
Thanks
kid
for being a
growing
part
up,
of our YouTube channel.
Oops,
We
sorry.
hope you'll subscribe so we
oh,
can
and I
continue.
love watching Joel Osteen. I try to listen to Joel at least once a day. I love me
Oh,
some.
that's so funny. Yeah, I guess it's
Encourage you.
the
We
ad
know God has
to skip
amazing.
ad. All right, here we go. I got to see this. Is this Chicago style stepping?
Yes,
It
let's
says
see.
that it's all right. So you learn how to do this?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. How are they doing? Are they doing it well?
Oh, yes.
Wow, that's smooth. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's super cool. So, okay, sorry, continue on. I get curious when I hear things I haven't
Well,
heard
you've learned
before.
2 new things today.
Yes, yes, it's a great day. So we've been talking about how to have a successful journey to find the center of you. Dr. Tiffanie has talked about things that you like to do. I want to go back to something you said about socializing and the importance of being with people and having friends. I know that for me, one of the things that I struggle with, and I'll be honest, is that that saying, you know, when someone will insult me or criticize me or do something negative to me, my knee-jerk reaction is, who cares? I don't need you. I'm gonna go live on a desert island by myself and screw you. Or if I look like you, I'd be miserable too. Now, I do have friends. I have beautiful, I have, you know, a handful, literally. I think that my BS is you can't have a lot of friends because it takes time to cultivate a good relationship. So I have 5 people that I count on, rely on, they count on me, and I love them, you know, full on, full on. But when it comes to extra friends, right? I do feel like I would, if I have a choice of going to dinner by myself where I get to pick what I want, or going with a friend who picks something I don't want, I, I'm on my own. So talk to me about why is it important to be vulnerable enough to have maybe new friendships if you are ageless and a little bit older.
Well, I think what you're describing is actually accurate. What you really need is about 5 to 6 close friends. You don't have to be close with 50 to 100 people. What you really need is a good 5 to 6 close friends or best friends that you can confide in. You don't have to tell everyone all of your business. You only need a few close friends that you can rely on and tell your inner secrets to, because those are the people who are going to be honest with you and be critical of you and give you positive or negative feedback, because you don't need to be able to tell everything to everybody, because less is always more. And you don't have to talk to everybody at the same time, because you may talk to one person at one time, one person at another time, and you don't have to go out with all 5 at the same time all the time. You may interact with one here, 2 there, and that's normal, because talking to 50 people all the time constantly is a tad bit much. So what you're describing is very accurate. Having about 50 friends is about normal, but you don't have to interact again with all of them at the same time. And you want to make new friends occasionally. My daughter was a Girl Scout, and their motto was, make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other is gold. Like a circle that has no end, friendship will never end. And that's kind of how things go. You will interact with people, and some friendships will last forever and some won't. And that's okay. Some friendships will fall to the wayside, but you will know which friendships will last. And it's okay that you don't want to talk to everybody all the time. And it's okay that some people might be critical of you, because you want your friends to be honest, and you want to be able to be honest with them as well. And you're going to argue. But the good thing about true friends is that when you argue, you make up. And that's how you know that they are a real friend, because you can argue and you can disagree. Nobody's going to agree with you 100% of the time. Just like you said, happiness is not going to be 100%. you're going to be happy about 88% of the time. And it's okay to have problems. It's okay to have hiccups because it's going to be a rough road and it's going to be a bumpy road. And it's okay that it's going to be that way because life is a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs.
So you answered my question, which is, how do you define, or what's the difference between a not a good friend or a good friend? And I like your definition of being able to have disagreements, but come out the other side and make up in that sense. No make up sex, not that kind of friend, but
No friends with benefits.
make
That's a lover.
that's another kind of relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So let's go again to what would you say the number one thing that keeps people from taking that journey to the center of them?
When a lot of people have anxiety about looking within themselves, sometimes they're afraid of what they might see. Sometimes there's trauma from childhood, and they might need to see a therapist if there is trauma. There might be fear, and that anxiety and fear prevents them from looking within themselves.
Mm.
So for me, there was prayer. I am a Christian. I look to God. And I also had therapy. So I had a lot of things to help me through. And I am able to work through all of my issues to get to the center of me. If you're not a spiritual Christian person, you can look to whatever it is you need to look through to get to your center, whether it's family, whether it's friend, you need to find some type of support. But I believe that a lot of times you can't get to that center. And I know we said that we were going to try to read one poem, and I have a poem that's called Community. And this is from my book, and it's called Community. And it says, growing up in the inner city, there was an atmosphere of community. We played in the streets with neighboring kids and looked out for the collective we. We didn't view ourselves as poor because we were all in the same boat. We were all latchkey kids who brought cigarettes from the corner store with a note. Community kids took care of each other. We looked out for ourselves like a brother. When all of us kids arrived at our empty houses after school, we all wanted a snack. I made sugar and syrup sandwiches for the kids on my street and took them out to distribute and unpack. After gobbling up our unhealthy treat, we would play until the light streets came on in the street. We parted and retired to our homes without missing a beat and planned to do it again the next day when we would next meet.
Beautiful.
And
And that was an original poem by Dr. Tiffanie Tate from her book, The Flower
Flowetry, 108
of Flowetry.
poems on life, love, and liturgical issues.
And how does someone get that?
You can get it on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles
There
and
you go.
Kindle and Apple iTunes, anywhere books are sold.
There we go.
And
Go ahead.
I think it's very important for people to find their community, whether it is a friend, whether it is a family member. And I think it's important to find out who your community is for support. For me, mine was religion. And I think that it is important to get that. As you journey to the center of you, you can pray, you can meditate. And once you find your center, you will be okay because then you can start taking care of yourself. How do you take care of yourself? You can start exercising. You can go to the spa because I love a good spa day. Because, after you surround yourself with your friends and you have your friends, once you put your friends aside, then you can start taking care of you. And
Yeah.
you are very important.
Absolutely. That is the center. If you've just tuned in, it's Dr. Marissa. and take my advice. I'm not using it. The morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my show Central, which is my YouTube channel. It's a TV channel, and you can free subscribe, and you'll get an alert every weekday morning to tune in to the show about hope and happiness. And it is Doctors in the House with Dr. Marissa and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate, straight out of Compton.
that's right. And we're here talking about taking a journey to the center of you. And I'm glad you brought up fear and anxiety. I think that is definitely one of the key reasons why people don't go looking in exploration of themselves. I use an analogy that every single person has a big old dark hole that is in front of them, and they may spend their entire lives avoiding to look inside because they're afraid, like Humpty Dumpty, that if they go, they're going to fall. There's no bottom. And if they do, bang around on the sides, they're going to break into a million pieces and never be put together again. And I don't know one person who doesn't have a little bit of that fear. I call it, the imposter syndrome as well. I don't call it that. That's a psychological term for getting compliments, which I will, and I know you do too, Dr. Tiffanie, and you say, thank you very much. And then I would go inside and say, oh, they don't really know who I am. If they really knew, they really wouldn't like me. And that's the voice of fear and anxiety that can keep us from taking that journey to the center of you. But I am here to tell you, and I know Dr. Tiffanie will agree with me on this, that there is a bottom to that hole, and that journey of self-exploration to find the center of you. And I guarantee that there is not one throwback in the bunch, that every single 7 point whatever billion we are now, every single individual, the center of them is one of a kind, wonderful. So I encourage you, as we are doing today, to go into that hole. And when I do my coaching, I ask you to, I'm going to hold your hand, have a flashlight. We're going to go to the bottom and find out that there is a bottom. And there's a seed of who you really are. And we're going to, take the shovel and throw out of the hole your life shiitake. And when we do that, we find that center, that beautiful, that seed of who you really are, loving, loved, and lovable. And then we take the shiitake and we put it back in as fertilizer, because all of those things helped us grow. And that's how I know that the center of you is wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness and certainly worth the journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are always worth it, and you need to realize that. You need to recognize that, because no matter what people think of you, it matters what you think of you. And a lot of times it's not necessarily a narcissistic thing. You need to prioritize you. And we don't prioritize ourselves sometimes. If you think about the three most important people in your life, Dr. Marissa, who are they?
My two daughters, and then there's like 8 people that are like the same level of my bonus mom and dad, my Chinese family, my bonus sister, all of that.
And
My big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, my Asian family, the Shins. So lots of different ones.
And my problem with that is that you weren't one of those people.
Oh,
And
you busted me.
And I'm sure that everybody listening did not put themselves in that number. And as we're talking about the journey to the center of you, if we think about the top 3 people in our lives, we don't think about ourselves in the top 3. And
Mm.
I just talked about prioritizing ourselves. We should be in that number. So
Wow.
yes. So when we think about that, it's not narcissistic to prioritize ourselves when we think about loving ourselves,
Mm.
because we can't love others if we don't love ourselves too. And it's important on that journey to the center of self to remember ourselves, because we can't take care of other people properly and adequately if we don't take care of ourselves also, because we need to be there for them in order to be there for them. We have to prioritize our health and our wealth to provide for the people in our family. We
Yeah.
have to survive and thrive to be there for them. And that's part of the journey to self. So remember, when you start thinking about the top 3 people in your life, you need to be one of them.
Interesting. You busted me. You
Yeah.
busted me. Not many people can bust me, but I do. I say, you know, people usually have the order wrong of priority, God, and then they put others in front of themselves. And I say God, self, and others, but I forgot when you were asking me that. But I think that it's great that you brought up selfishness, because I think that selfishness is not a bad thing. But we've been raised in this society or the church or whatever to, you know, you have to put others in front of yourself. Well, you're the one that you know, likes to bring up the oxygen, right? If you put others in front of yourself, you're gonna die of asphyxiation, right? Because you won't have any oxygen. So very good point. And I want to make sure I don't lose time. I forgot in the middle of the show, I wanted to give away some tickets tonight. These are for the last minute people who want to take some of the advice that Dr. Tiffanie has been giving about taking care of yourself. Do something fun. I have a way that you can have fun tonight. His name is Todrick Hall, and I don't know if you would like these tickets. I have another 8 pair of tickets to this guy. Do you know this guy? Todrick Hall, Velvet Rage is the name of the show. He's a big internet sensation, television superstar, Broadway showstopper, self-proclaimed baddest beach alive, Todrick Hall. He returns to stage with his 9th and most eclectic tour today. So he's actually, let's see, he's a performer, composer, actor. He was on American Idol. He has a huge YouTube channel, over 3.6 million subscribers and 886 million channel views. He was on RuPaul's Drag Race, Muppet Babies, Greatest Dancer, all of that. He's been on Chicago, Color Purple, Kinky Boots, Memphis, you name it. So he's at the Saban Theater tonight at 6, doors open. 8 is the show. So I have 8 pairs of free tickets. So you can take all of your friends if you would like. The one of our show sponsors is the Saban Theater, where music meets the soul, and that is the Asian Oprah giveaway for today. So if you would like a pair of tickets to that, just go to drmarissa.life and just scroll to the bottom, put in your name, your email, and I will send you the directions on how to get those free tickets. Okay? So go and see Todrick Hall. That is the sponsor message for today. All right. I forgot to do that, Dr. Tiffanie. I'm glad that I remembered. I forgot to do that yesterday. But yeah, I'm so lucky because we have a bunch of tickets that are going to be given away from this venue, including, do you know that song, Sailing? Na, 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 na. Christopher Cross. So he's going to be, I'm going to be giving tickets away for his concert as well.
Oh, okay.
Cool, huh?
Fancy schmancy. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll check with my church. Maybe we can give tickets away for my play.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We need to mention that as well. 2 places you're going to be. Why don't you talk about those?
Yes, we have my play on Friday, October 13th, and special thanks to Grammy Award-winning gospel artist Brent Jones for giving us permission to use one of his songs in the play. Thank you, Brent Jones. And that will be at Second Birth Church on Friday, October 13th. And I will be at Mahogany Bookshelf booth at the Taste of Soul on Saturday, October 21st in Inglewood. And that will be from, I guess, 10 to 7. So that is the flyer for the Souls of Women play that I wrote at Second Birth Church on Friday, October 13th at 7 o'clock. Doors
Friday the
open.
13th.
Yes, Lucky Friday. What's
You
back?
realize that's Friday the 13th. Yes.
Yes, actually, it's usually my lucky day. And then the Mahogany Bookshelf booth will be on at the Taste of Soul Book Festival, Food Festival. And that will be an all-day affair in Inglewood. And I will be there with my books. Bad Touching talks about children, sexual abuse, teaches children how to recognize that, as well as my book, Floetry, 108 collection of poetic flows on life, love, and liturgical issue. And funny story, I joined an organization called Seroptimus, and I will be on a panel discussing the movie about the cry for freedom and discussing my book. And the woman asked me for a card, a business card. And I said, I'm retired. I don't have business cards, because this is me being retired, being on the radio show, doing all the, the play, writing the books. I said, this is all fun
Some
for me.
retirement.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So you've got places to actually meet Dr. Tiffanie Tate in person and support her creativity as you are doing that. And don't forget to also keep us in mind every Wednesday as we continue to bring you topics that matter for your happiness. And I hope you have taken something away from today's topic of how to find the journey to the center of you. And we are out of time. We have a minute left to do our station sign out. It's all about balance. Are you ready, Dr. Tiffanie? Peace in.
Yeah. Peace out.
Peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. Oh, tomorrow is Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and Sam Works. So all about relationships. Keep it tuned here to take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. Go to my YouTube TV channels, free subscribe there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have the best day ever.
Ever.